So I have been working on the sky in this painting for a while, and that's great. You know, it's coming well, but I'm kind of at this moment in the painting attacking the idea of the sum is greater than its parts. So my work in the sky is really consists of some smaller bits here and there. And rather than showing you what I've been doing, because I think that's going to get a little boring, I thought what I would do is just jump into this little shed here. Because now that I have the sky getting closer to completion, I have no problem with playing on this a little bit. So that's what we'll do. We're just going to bump this red up a little bit. Just a tiny bit. After having all the information around it in place, and not just immediately around it, but in the painting in general, I find it easier to gauge just how high I would like the chroma and value on this little shed back there. So that's why I'm raising that a little bit. I think that it helps to unite the left with the right a little more. I'm always in danger of going too high a value, which is why I've held off with this until now. I'm encroaching on the door a little bit just to make it a little bit smaller, because I think there's no harm in that happening. I'm not going to paint the door in, I just wanted to raise the chroma and value of the red. Okay, now I'm going to get the red out of my brush. Now that that has gone up in value, let's just put a little bit of light. What did I do? I used cad red medium and a bit of yellow ochre, and no white on that red. Now I'm gonna mix up a little bit of burnt umber. Raw umber would be fine too, but I'm using burnt umber for the moment, and ultramarine blue and a bit of white. And just to knock this up a little bit, just a bit. Okay, I think that'll do. And now I'm going to clean my brush of that little combination, because we have this, you know, now this is quite a bit stronger. But so far, everything beyond here, everything above this is more in shadow, which is a little bit incongruent with the light that's hitting this shed. So let's go to some yellow ochre and ultramarine blue. Value can be similar to this, chroma must be lower, because it is a little more going into the distance. So, what did I say here? Ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, very little ultramarine blue actually, yellow ochre, and a bit of white. how are we sitting there? Is that okay? I think that's going to work. And let's minimize our brushwork here. Let's make sure it's broken up. Let that warp and weft of the canvas take care of the looseness of the stroke. Right now, I don't see a lot of difference between here and here in value or chroma, but here I use some cad yellow pale. A lousy cad yellow pale, but there is some of that in there nonetheless. Now let's let it trail off as we get closer to the right. Okay, that tells us that there is still sunlight splashing, not just here, but on the level in behind it. That introduces us to this, makes that more important. I like that. You know, now we have the impression that everything's in the sunlight up until this very last sliver and that distant barn. So we'll give the brush a little wash. I don't think I have to touch it anymore. I'm still leaving that doorway. Just like the windows and doors, we'll do that later. The doors and windows on the other sheds. And the holes in the roof and all that sort of thing. Anyway, quick little video regarding that. The values here will drop down because it's oil paint. The chroma will drop because it's oil paint. Right now it's almost like it's competing with the shed that's on the right. It's not going to stay that way. But I don't want to go lower than that. If I have to, I can always up the chromas and values on the shed that's on the right. Let me take this camera of mine, clickety clickety click, and let me back it out. Okay, that's a bit far. See, this is almost redder, and this is a little oranger, but if I need to bump the value on this or the intensity of this, I can easily do that later. But I knew, and again, working with what I know I need to change, that's why I did this. Plus, I had to give you a video of some sort today, instead of just a sky video. Holy mackerel, it's good to take a break from a sky. Okay, talk to you soon, guys.